Hi, this is Trevor Gold, host of the Beer Hour, and this is my new show, Red Zone Recap. Here I'll break down the previous week in fantasy as well as headlines around the league. If you are looking for a podcast all about football, not about politics, then you have found the right place. Well, you've waited long enough. Let's get started. All right, before we get started, I just want to remind everybody this is going to be a weekly thing. However, last week, because of Hurricane Irma, I was unable to get into the studio. So this week, I will cover both week 1 and week 2, starting with week 1 around the league, then fantasy numbers, then coming back around doing week 2 around the league and fantasy numbers. And then I'll close the show. It shouldn't be a long show every week, but it just depends on what all happens during the weekend. So without further ado, let's get going. All right, the Patriots lose at home against the Chiefs 42-27. Browns losing at home 21-18 against the Steelers. The Lions win at home against the Cardinals 23-35. Texans losing a big one at home against the Jaguars 29-7. Titans losing at home against the Raiders 26-16. Redskins also losing at home against the Eagles 30-17. Bengals lose at home against the Ravens, shutout 20-0. Bears losing at home against the Falcons 29-17. Bills win at home against the Jets 12-21. Rams winning at home against the Colts 9-46. Seahawks losing to Green Bay in Green Bay 9-17. Cowboys win at home 3-19. And Vikings win at home 19-29, and the Broncos winning at home a close one on Monday Night Football 21-24. All right, we're going to jump right into the Week 2 recap. The Texans beat the Bengals 13-9. The Browns lose to the Ravens 10-24. Bears losing to the Buccaneers badly 7-29. Steelers whipping up on the Vikings 9-26. Patriots beat the Saints 36-20. The Chiefs pull out a close one against the Eagles 20-27. Titans beating up on the Jaguars 37-16. The Cardinals win a real close one 16-13 in overtime against the Colts. Another close one, Bills and the Panthers 3-9 Panthers. Jets lose to the Raiders 20-45. And the Dolphins beat the Chargers, another close one 17-19 in favor of the Dolphins. Seahawks beat the 49ers 9-12. Redskins beat the Rams 27-20. Broncos whip up on the Cowboys 17-42. Packers lose to the Falcons 23-34. And the Lions beat the Giants 24-10. Now with your fantasy recap. After 2 weeks of play, your top 5 quarterbacks are number 1, Alex Smith, number 2, Trevor Siemian, number 3, Carson Wentz, number 4, Tom Brady, and number 5, Matthew Stafford. Your top 5 running backs in fantasy after 2 weeks, number 1, Kareem Hunt, number 2, Todd Gurley, number 3, Ty Montgomery, number 4, C.J. Anderson, and number 5, Mike Gillislee. Your top 5 receivers, number 1, Michael Crabtree, number 2, J.J. Nelson, number 3, Tyreek Hill, number 4, Antonio Brown, number 5, Jermaine Kearse. At tight end, number 1, Jason Witten, number 2, Rob Gronkowski, number 3, Coby Fleener, number 4, Travis Kelce, and number 5, Delaney Walker. Your top 5 kickers, number 1, Giorgio Trevecchio, number 2, Matt Bryant, number 3, Ryan Suckup, number 4, Greg Zuerlein, and number 5, Steven Gostkowski. And your defense special teams combos, your top 5, number 1, Baltimore Ravens, number 2, Detroit Lions, number 3, LA Rams, number 4, Jacksonville Jaguars, and number 5, Philadelphia Eagles. All right, I'm going to close out the show with a look at the top 10 in power rankings going into week 3. Number 1, Atlanta Falcons. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. Number 3, Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 4, New England Patriots. Number 5, Oakland Raiders. Number 6, Green Bay Packers. Number 7, Denver Broncos. Number 8, Dallas Cowboys. Number 9, Seattle Seahawks. And rounding out the top 10, Baltimore Ravens. All right, against my better judgment, I decided I'm going to go over the standings of the Beer Hour Fantasy Football League. Starting in the North, Machines with 2 wins, 0 losses. Just Gonna Send It, 2 wins, 0 losses. Big Johnson, 0 wins, 2 losses. In the South, Frank Castle, 1-1. The Comeback, 1-1. And Trevor Gold, unfortunately, 0-2. Not going to cry over it. It's still early. Relax. All right, and that was a quick look at my show, Red Zone Recap. I really hope to go more in depth in the following weeks. But like I said earlier, this week was, week 1 and week 2 combined because of the hurricane. I wasn't able to get into the studio, and I only have so much time to throw all this stuff together. So really hoping that in future weeks we're going to be able to go a little more in depth. I didn't cover any headlines. There's lots of headlines we can go into more detail, but I'm just trying to make this show short and to the point, and try to keep you guys as entertained as possible. All right, till next week, I'm Trevor Gold.
This show brought to you by the Beer Hour and the Epic Rooster Media Company.